919fm.com. Here's what's happening.
Good afternoon. I am Vanessa Thomas with the 12 o'clock news on the street, 919 FM, and online Facebook and YouTube, sponsored by the Sea Champion. In the headlines, stricter penalties coming for people who breach quarantine and for not complying with the entry requirements into this country. Government to ensure that price gouging does not occur when the fuel market is liberalized. Government outlines opening hours for construction, quarries and laundromats, and internationally, Indonesia faces oxygen crisis amid worsening COVID surge. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley promises stricter penalties for people who breach quarantine and for not complying with the entry requirements into this country. On Saturday, the Prime Minister said he has instructed Attorney General Faris Al-Rawi to look at this to see whether the fines and the penalties are strict enough. Dr. Rowley said this is being done to prevent the Delta variant of the coronavirus from entering Trinidad and Tobago. The Delta variant is highly more transmissible than the other variants.
They are not sufficiently stringent. We will strengthen them because now that we are doing this, compliance with those guidelines is a must. And any person who figure they're smarter than the rest of us in the country and try to beat them, you must expose yourself to serious penalties if you do that.
In other news, government says it will ensure that price gouging does not occur when the fuel market is liberalized. Finance Minister Colm Imbert says he will have the power to introduce the wholesale price, but the petroleum dealers will be able to add the margin on the fuel. However, the minister assures that action will be taken if there is any unfair pricing.
Unfair pricing or price gouging, that the government will take appropriate action and bring appropriate adjustments to ensure that the public is protected. But we don't expect that. We hope that that will not occur, and we expect everybody to be reasonable.
Meanwhile, Minister Imbert says government will continue to subsidize diesel at least until the COVID pandemic hardship is over, since the price of diesel is significantly below the world market.
Because the minister now has the power to fix the wholesale price, it will give the government the flexibility, which is what we intend to do until this COVID catastrophe is over, to maintain a level of subsidy, particularly on diesel fuel.
Minister Imbert believes the price of gasoline will be at the similar level to what currently exists. In more news, the Ministry of Health releases information regarding the hours of operation for the construction sector, quarries and laundromats under the current COVID-19 health regulations and state of emergency. In a statement, the ministry said these sectors are to operate only on the following days and times. The construction sector, Mondays through Sunday, 6 a.m. to 8:59 p.m. Establishments that support retail, sale and services in the construction sector, including hardware stores, Mondays through Sunday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Quarries registered under the Minerals Act, Chapter 6103, Mondays through Sunday, 5:01 a.m. to 5 p.m. And laundromats, Mondays through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. The ministry said customers and operators of these establishments are advised to comply strictly with the COVID public health guidelines and legal requirements. Additionally, customers are also asked to limit the time spent in these establishments by restricting their purchases to those essential items that are required. The ministry said it will continue to monitor this development and take steps to safeguard the health of the population. Finally, on the international scene, Indonesia is facing an oxygen crisis amid a worsening COVID surge. Hospitals say they have almost exhausted supplies, with one reporting that 63 people died as a result of oxygen shortages. Indonesia is recording more than 25,000 new cases every day. Increased travel and the highly contagious Delta variant have exacerbated the crisis. And that was the 12 o'clock news on the street, 919 FM, and online Facebook and YouTube, sponsored by the Sea Champion, recapping the headlines. Stricter penalties coming for people who breach quarantine and for not complying with the entry requirements into this country. Government to ensure that price gouging does not occur when the fuel market is liberalized. Government outlines opening hours for construction, quarries and laundromats, and internationally Indonesia faces oxygen crisis amid worsening COVID surge. Stay tuned to the Street 919 FM. I am Vanessa Thomas. Good afternoon.
News from the street. News from the street. 919fm.com.
Suspect.